you.
Amazing job.
Thanks.
I'm really glad to be here with you, and yeah, you're doing a good job.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, you're killing it too. The new album's amazing.
Thank you.
And then obviously you see me rocking Drew House all the time. So you're killing it as well. And the series, the docu-series is amazing.
Yeah.
But I wanted to ask you before we start, do you remember how we first met?
Could a single tattoo still be standing between Justin Bieber and his past with Selena Gomez? This is the question swirling in the minds of fans everywhere. Despite marrying Hailey Baldwin, now Hailey Bieber, and becoming a father, whispers persist that Justin's collection of body art still pays tribute to the unforgettable Selena. But is it really just old ink, or a lingering symbol of a love long gone? Today we're diving into a topic that has kept fans buzzing for years: Justin Bieber's controversial tattoo allegedly tied to his former relationship with Selena Gomez. If you're new here, get comfortable, because this story is a roller coaster ride packed with romance, heartbreak, and all the drama you'd expect from some of the most spotlighted names in showbiz. And if you think you know everything about Justin's tattoos, wait until you hear the latest rumor involving Hailey's feelings about them. This update might change your mind. Ever since he skyrocketed to fame, Justin Bieber has worn his heart on his sleeve, quite literally. His body is covered with tattoos, each telling its own story. But the one that has stirred the most controversy? The portrait on his left wrist that closely resembles Selena Gomez. When Justin and Selena were together, he decided to immortalize her face on his arm, reportedly inspired by a stunning photo from one of her magazine shoots. He even added wings to the design, as if signifying that Selena was his angel. Over time, fans claimed they could still make out Selena's features in the ink, even though Justin attempted to alter the tattoo. But that might not be the only tattoo linking him to Selena. In some Instagram snapshots, eagle-eyed viewers noticed a new rose tattoo on his neck that seems to contain a hidden S. Now, one might argue it's just a shape within the petals, but a huge segment of the fan base believes it stands for Selena, and that the rose is a subtle nod to her, since roses are apparently one of her favorite flowers. Is it all just wishful thinking by die-hard Jelena fans? Or does Justin really have multiple permanent homages to Selena? The theories might sound out there, but remember, this is a couple whose relationship practically defined an era of pop culture romance. Those who followed Justin's interviews know he's acknowledged the Selena-inspired tattoo on more than one occasion. In a candid discussion, he admitted he tried to mask Selena's face in the design by shading parts of it. It was an attempt to distance the piece from its muse, but it didn't exactly work as planned. Many people still see traces of Selena's facial structure in the ink. Some even joke that he turned the once romantic image into a supernatural version of Selena, calling it demonic. Others insist that you can only see it if you're desperately searching for it. Despite the jokes and fan debates, Justin seemed relaxed about the situation. He stated he doesn't regret any of his tattoos.
Your husband was in a very public relationship. They were kids. People were obsessed with the idea of them. People were confused on the timeline you're talking about of like, is she a homewrecker? So I guess my question is, Hailey.
Believing each one marks a moment in his life. He has also said that every design carries a story, good or bad. But the question remains, if it truly bothers Hailey or conjures up uncomfortable reminders of an ex, then why hasn't it been removed? After all, Justin can definitely afford the best tattoo removal money can buy. To fully understand why these tattoos are so significant, we need to backtrack to a time when Justin and Selena were the ultimate teenage sweethearts. She was already making her mark in music and television, and he was the rising YouTube discovery everyone was talking about. Their paths crossed early in Justin's career, and Selena later described herself as feeling like a big sister, protective of this young talent. But that sibling-like bond evolved into a connection that set the internet ablaze. Their first official appearance as a couple at a Vanity Fair Oscar party seemed to confirm what fans had already suspected. From that moment, Jelena was everywhere. Magazine covers, social media chatter, paparazzi frenzy. They appeared inseparable until the intense spotlight and professional obligations caught up with them. By November 2012, they decided to call it quits. But that wasn't the end. In 2014, they gave their love another go, sparking hope among millions who championed their relationship. The cycle of breaking up and reconciling repeated itself a few times. Selena later poured out her feelings in the emotional song, "The Heart Wants What It Wants," a track and accompanying video that left many fans in tears. She described Justin's reaction to seeing it. He found it beautiful but also difficult, especially upon seeing someone else in the video with her. Justin, for his part, hinted that their relationship was so intense it overshadowed everything else. He once mentioned that they were so wrapped up in each other that they'd forget the world outside. He recognized that leaning too much on one person can lead to disappointment, because ultimately, everyone is human and flawed. Even with the heartbreak, the two consistently showed respect for one another in interviews.
I know that I got a few that I regretted. Did you ever get one that you regret?
No. I think they all tell a story, you know? And
Right.
at the end of the day, like, even if it's like not your favorite, it's like, that was a part of me at that time, you know? Like, I'm gonna look back when I'm older and be like, I have all these like cartoons on my arm and I'm like...
Suggesting there was a genuine love that existed beneath the drama. Fans kept the flame of Selena alive for years, hoping they'd find their way back to each other for good. By 2016, rumors swirled around Justin's possible romance with Sofia Richie. Selena found herself stepping into the fray when he posted photos with Sofia, leading to negative comments from fans. Frustrated, Selena famously urged Justin to keep his relationship private if he didn't want public backlash. Justin fired back by calling out those who supposedly used him for attention, and the war of words continued online. Before long, the Selena fandom was in total chaos. Some defended Selena, while others sided with Justin. It was one of those turning points that marked the complicated nature of their dynamic. They cared about each other but found themselves continually drawn into public spats fueled by an enormous fan base and relentless media coverage. In the midst of Justin's on and off saga with Selena, he also had a connection with Hailey Baldwin, someone he'd first met years earlier. She was a friend, then a possible love interest, then a friend again. Their timeline was murky enough that some fans accused Hailey of interfering with Selena, though both she and Justin denied any overlap. Eventually, around the start of 2018, Justin rekindled his bond with Hailey, and this time it stuck. Within months, they were engaged. By September of that same year, they quietly exchanged vows in a courthouse ceremony in New York. A fancier celebration with friends and family would follow, but the private vow exchange marked the beginning of their official married life. Fast forward, and the couple soon welcomed their first baby, a son named Jack, in August. Despite the swirling rumors, both Justin and Hailey appeared overjoyed with their growing family. But to some fans, the question remained. Why hold on to any remnants of Selena on your skin if you're fully committed to your wife?
Were you ever with Justin romantically at the same time as her?
No. Not one time. When him and I started hanging out, okay, let's just put it this way. When him and I ever started, hooking up or, anything of that sort, he was not ever in a relationship.
There's another angle to consider. Justin has expressed how vital personal transformation became after his tumultuous past. He talked about making an effort to forgive old wounds and to keep his mental health in check. Perhaps these tattoos, even if they reference Selena, simply represent chapters in his life that shaped who he is now. And for Hailey, it might just be an old story that no longer threatens her marriage. Meanwhile, Selena embarked on her own journey toward healing and independence. After weathering the storms of heartbreak, she decided to turn inward. She openly battled physical and mental health issues, ultimately becoming an advocate for prioritizing self-care. Her music started reflecting deeper emotional honesty, and fans connected with her authenticity more than ever. Selena also explored new relationships, including a very public one with singer The Weeknd, and a rumored engagement to Benny Blanco later on. While the details of her personal life are sometimes hush-hush, she seemed determined to chart her own course. She wanted space from the drama and made it clear that her well-being and family came first. Her focus on mental health was, and still is, a major part of her public identity. She encourages others to embrace therapy, lean on loved ones, and speak openly about their struggles. Despite leaving Selena behind, Selena has never once denied that her past helped shape the woman she has become. If anything, she seems to appreciate that chapter, painful as it might have been, for teaching her valuable lessons about love, respect, and self-worth. This brings us back to the central question. If Hailey is truly bothered by Justin's Selena-inspired tattoos, why haven't they been erased entirely? Some fans argue it's a sign he's not fully over Selena, while others say it's just a piece of art he no longer sees as a romantic tribute. It might also be a case of Justin's personal philosophy. He's shared that all of his tattoos, like them or not, are part of his journey. Removing them might feel like erasing a piece of his personal narrative. On the flip side, some supporters of Hailey believe that clinging to an ex's likeness in a permanent design is a tad insensitive, especially when the new spouse could see it as a perpetual reminder of old feelings. But Hailey has spoken about how she was never involved with Justin when he was with Selena. In her view, it seems like Selena belongs to another chapter of Justin's life, and that might be enough assurance. Throughout everything, Justin has displayed a commitment to self-improvement. He talks about focusing on being a better man and husband. Maybe the tattoos don't represent heartbreak to him anymore. They just reflect mistakes, lessons, and memories he's grown from. And, from Hailey's perspective, perhaps her unwavering trust means the ink no longer poses a threat to their marriage. So what's next? Will Justin eventually remove the Selena-inspired images out of respect for Hailey, or keep them forever as a testament to a past that shaped who he is today? Could the marriage remain perfectly solid even if a glimpse of Selena's face lives on his arm? Will the rumored hidden S in his neck tattoo ever see the laser removal specialist? We can only speculate. But if this story proves anything, it's that what's inked on the heart can sometimes be just as permanent as what's inked on the skin. Even if those memories are tucked away, they never fully vanish. In the end, maybe the real question is whether these tattoos still matter at all, or if they're simply reminders of how far Justin and Selena have come on their individual journeys. Now, we'd love to hear from you. Do you think Justin should wipe all traces of Selena from his skin, or is it possible to honor your past while fully embracing your present? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion could spark an entirely new conversation. And if you want more fascinating stories like this, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. After all, you never know what new celebrity twist might be right around the corner.